So what happens if a guy is wrongfully convicted and was framed and he gets razor tagged? That's what happens to chomos that get sliced all across their face every chance someone can get at them. It becomes a game about who can get as many slices on the chomo. Gets all beat up and he didn't do it. Now, first and foremost, saying you didn't do a crime in prison is one of the worst things you can ever say in prison, because you got people in there that are literally fighting for their life. Some say they were wrongfully accused, wrong place, wrong time. Me, I deserve to be in prison. I was committing armed robberies on drug dealers. So much shit could have went wrong. I was supposed to be there. Now, when a child molester comes in there and they say I didn't do it, first of all, they won't have a chance to even say that, because the justice system works like this. We didn't convict them. We didn't sentence them. We didn't represent them. We're just here to make sure they never go to the streets ever again the same. They're tortured, completely just destroyed mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, on every single level. Some dudes do it because they just love violence, but they're not bullies. They don't want to hurt innocent people or just people with regular charges or civilians or COs, so they know they get a free pass on any chomo, period. Some dudes like Spider and myself have a deep hatred towards these child molesters and pedophiles. So you could tell me you were wrongfully convicted and set up, and I'll say, okay, come in the cell and tell me about it. I'm a lawyer. And you're gonna walk out looking like Freddy Krueger. You know, your whole face is just gonna be fucked up. Because if a guy's in there for a double homicide, he was involved in a gang shooting, he's saying he didn't do it. Does anybody give a fuck? No. Only his family and himself. I seen it. I seen dudes fight for their life for 10, 15 years. They went in looking young and healthy, and within 10 years, they look like they just did 2 terms in the Oval Office. What you have to understand is you have warriors and victims. And I know people will say, warriors, they're in prison. Listen, a warrior doesn't have to fight for honor you agree in. Look at the enemies your country or my countries have fought. They thought they were 100% right. And there's nothing more dangerous than a man that is convinced beyond a reasonable doubt that he is right. And someone like me, who knows what these kids go through, was one of those kids, has families and friends that were those kids that were fucked over by the system in the worst way. DCF, the police, none of them give a fuck about these kids until they have to give a fuck, because now a kid is truly hurt and they have to prosecute. In my mind, every time I see one tell me they didn't do it, these guys are wolves in sheep clothing. These are the ones that are coaches, volleyball coaches, pastors, next door neighbors. So of course they're gonna say they didn't do it. But we're not the judge, we're not the jury. We're just the executioners. You know what I mean? It's a dirty game, but that's the way it goes. Some people don't believe in the death penalty, some people do. Some people don't believe in the way prison is, some people do. But just like anything in life, whether it's driving a car, whether it's a death penalty, in order for it to work, there will be casualties. There will be collateral damage. And ask yourself, is it worth it? That's all you have to ask yourself. But regardless, it sucks. But a lot of times you have to say to yourself, how the fuck do you get arrested for child crimes at all and get convicted when damn near thousands and thousands of kids get completely just let down by the system, molested and hurt in the worst ways over and over again? DCF's there, they don't do anything, and the guys get away with it over and over again. Yet you're in here saying you're innocent. It's hard for us to believe that, especially all of us that were state babies that grew up in the system. So that's just really how it goes. Stay out, stay free, us.